All right, WordPress security is a joke for me. It's actually very easy to break into any website that you want, and by using all the available tools that I have, and with a 35 line of code, I can pretty much break into any website that I can target. So, however, for for me to be able to do that, I need to have um, that 35 lines of code in a theme or plugin, an updatable plugin, and I need to convince the site admin to download it and activate it. So it could be a theme. I can put that code in a theme or and give it away for free, or I can put it in a plugin. It doesn't make a difference as long as it runs. Now, in this case, just to make my point, I just created a simple um, plugin called Hacker, which is going to do three things. It's going to create a new admin with a username Hacker and a password of 1234, and also is going to hide the plugin from the plugins list, so it's not going to be visible, and is also going to hide the new user, the new admin user, from the users list. Okay, it can be detected if you look very carefully on that screen. You're going to see in a second. So let me start with the users over here. You're going to see that there are 3 users: a subscriber, a custom role, which I created with the user roles options that we have in the themes now, and I've got an administrator. Okay, so this is the screen. Look very carefully. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and install this plugin. Again, this code could be inside a plugin or a theme. So once I install a plugin, and activate it, it did those 3 things that I said. The first thing was create a new user, which I'm going to show you right now. The second thing is that user is not going to be visible in the users list, but if you pay close attention right now, that user, additional user, it left a little bit of traces. So if you can see that there's only 1 administrator in the list, but if you look over here, it says there are 2 administrators. But if you click on them, only 1 of them is visible. So the second administrator, the hacker, is not visible, but that should be a good indication that something is going on over here. And also it says that there are a total of 4 users, and in the list is only 3. Now, just to make my point, I'm going to log out, and I'm going to log in as hacker and password 1234. All right. So, and I'm a site admin. All right, so I'm going to log out and log in as me again. And I'm going to head on to the plugins list. And you're going to see that the plugin hacker is hidden. It's not in the list. Okay, so that's completely hidden. The only way to detect it is by actually, if this was a live website and not on a local host, is to audit your server with FTP. And how many people do that? So if we go to that website was 192 content plugins hacker. There it is. So far I was able to once I managed to convince the site admin to install that plugin or a theme that contains the code, to install it, and then if it was a plugin, I was able to hide it, create the new username, and hide that username. However, sooner or later you're going to get caught because there's the WP server, and there's like log files that there is that they log what's going on. Although with the WP blame or many loggers, you can go ahead and delete the log entries. So once I get into the website, I can go ahead and do all that. A better option would be that once I get in, I would go ahead and disable the plugin, get the FTP credentials, and do that. Or unhide the plugin with a second plugin and then delete it from there with a custom code. I can do that, and then have a Infinite WP client plugin installed, and then because I have the ability to hide any plugin that I want, hide that. So now from an Infinite WP dashboard anywhere in the world, I'm going to be able to log into this website, and with that I'm going to be totally untraceable. I can delete the username as well. I don't need it, because with the Infinite WP I'm going to be able to establish my credentials with that plugin and go in and out as I please without having to use the hacker plugin. So I can go ahead and get rid of the the hacker username as well. Okay. Now, one little bit to make things a little bit more scarier. Imagine I put that code, the hacker code, into a theme or a plugin which is updatable. And why is that so scary? Because if you remember in the licensing rules, I can set a license to automatically update. So every 12 hours, the client website, whoever has this theme or plugin, is going to get updated automatically without the site admin even noticing the update or knowing the update. So especially if you can make the version number, like instead of a small number, I can make it 1.92, something like that. And then to get the update, I just change the small number like that. And and if I have it as an automatic update, it's automatically going to update it. And then once it gets updated, I can go to my tracking, and it's going to tell me which websites, the addresses of the websites that are getting updated. So whatever shows up in my list over here, now I know the address of the website, already created with code the username and password to get in. All I have to go in now, get in there, delete the plugin, delete the username, install Infinite WP, establish the connection with my Infinite WP dashboard, and then have the code in that Infinite WP client plugin to hide itself from the plugins list. And the only way for me to get caught now, if somebody to manually, with FTP, audit the plugins directory and somehow delete it and find it. Even if they find it and delete it, it's going to be almost impossible to trace how that got in there if I'm careful with it and delete all the logs if somebody's keeping logs, or the IP addresses that's been connected by a security software. So it's not that difficult to penetrate the WordPress ecosystem. Now, I don't understand why WordPress needs to create a username, a new user, especially an admin in WordPress. Well, the answer to that is basically backup plugins that restore users, restore the database. That's one of those things. Migration plugins as well. So that is needed. So how are you going to combat this? What's the solution so nothing like this would happen to you? About a month ago, and this should be included in the core instead of that stupid Gutenberg editor that they're creating over there. There's a plugin that I included yesterday in the TGM plugins list. It's in the security list, and the plugin, it's called Block New Admin. Okay, once you install that, it's going to stop. You're going to be unable to create a new admin until you disable not the plugin but the password. Sorry. So let me explain. Once you install the plugin, you need to go to the settings menu, and in there's a menu called Block New Admin, and all you have to do is put the deactivation password, whatever password you choose, and you say activate the block. So once you activate the block, you are not going to be able to create a new admin user, whether it's by code, the way I did it right now, or whether it's manually going to the users and saying, I want to add a new user. You're going to be able to create any user role that you want, except an administrator. You're not going to be able to create an administrator. Well, another way of combating this, you can create a custom user role, either by a plugin or one of the functions that we have in the themes that create user roles, and give him all the permissions that you want him to have, and then save it under that. And that's one way of combating it as well, and then hide the username with code that I showed you. Well, you didn't see the code, but I demonstrated that it can be done very easily. But basically, this is between the WP server that monitors who logs in and who logs out, and a good login software plugin like the WP Blame that displays everything that happens within your website installation. And between this plugin, you're going to be able to fight most of the issues, security holes that I demonstrated right now. With the tens of thousands of free plugins and themes, and people testing plugins and installing things like nobody's business, it's very easy to hide such a code into a plugin and a theme, and especially with Trevor software that it can do automatic updates. So I can give him the theme or a plugin with this code in, and then have it updatable with a Tuxedo updater, and automatically I can get the update, have it updated, um, and then disable the code anytime I want, change the version number again. So there's a number of ways that one can manipulate things, and it's going to be very difficult to get caught uh, unless you're very stupid and not careful. So it's basically going in, doing the damage, whatever you're gonna do, still the list of the users or whatever you're gonna do, and then get rid of the code that did all that, that created the username, and hide the plugin and all that, so they wouldn't know where did the problem originate to begin with. Was it your plugin? Was it your theme? Was it WooCommerce? Was it something else? Was it the server that failed to stop the hacker to get in? Even if you get caught. But this is a good demonstration how WordPress is not secure, and especially this plugin, the Block New Admin, should be part of the core. One more thing that is very important to know about this plugin, the Block New Admin. Even if you delete the plugin, so if I break into the website and well, I can't break into the website because I can't create a username to begin with if I had this. But if you delete the plugin, you still are not going to be able to create new administrators. So it's very important to remember your password, because once you lose the password, deleting the plugin is not going to solve the issue. So that's all I have to say about WordPress security. And it's relatively easy to break into things once you have the right tools and you have the little bit of a crazy mind to do such things. I'm saying all this not for you to start hacking things and breaking into websites, but as a white hat type of thing. So to protect yourself and know such things are possible, and not to fall a victim of such things. It was an eye-opener for me when I started looking for things like this, and I came up with the solutions pretty easily. And with an updater plugin like the Tuxedo, and especially when I can do automatic updates, man, things got very creepy really fast for me. All right, that's it.